Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Fans, brews, and Broncos news. What's up, Broncos country? We are back for another episode of Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. My name is 𝐂𝐫𝐸. I got Scott the Flagman with me here tonight, guys, and we are going to have a fun time taking your questions and comments all about the Denver Broncos because the training camp is in full swing right now, guys. The guys are out there for their second full week, I guess their first full week of training camp, especially together as a team. And so we're going to be taking all your questions and comments. We already got injury news, unfortunately, some good, some bad. We're watching that third running back position battle play out. Courtland Sutton got a contract. So, guys, I'm telling you, if you think that football season doesn't start until the first regular season game, you are sadly mistaken because Scott and I, man, you and I about to have a lot to talk about tonight. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing well, and I don't think football season ever ends anymore.
Nope.
It just rolls right on to the next year, which is, I tell you what, that's a nice thing. That is.
Some downtime is okay, but it's also good to especially this year when there's real hope and optimism with this team. And it's not just, I miss football because I miss football, but it's like, I miss football because my team's going to freaking kill it this year. Yeah, there's a difference there. And so it's good when the offseason goes by maybe a little quickly. So, Hey, guys, post your comments and questions. Let's see what you got going on. Jose is already here. Glad to see Jose. Hit that share button for us, guys, and make sure you go to our website, broncosandbourbon.com, for a lot more interactive fan stuff. But, Scott, let's start with some good news, buddy. Let's start with the good stuff going on in Broncos country. Courtland Sutton looking like he's probably going to be a Bronco for life at this point, and he is stuck with the team through a lot of bad years. So not only is he getting paid, but he is sticking around for the upswing here of the Broncos. But what's your take on that, man?
I tell you, I am just fingers crossed that he stays healthy, because when he's healthy, he is a super solid wide receiver. He's on track to pass Eddie Mack, and he's really good. But boy, that injury bug, it was nice to see him back to a full year without, gimping around with a brace and not being able to get that explosiveness out of his breaks. When he is on, he's a solid wide receiver. He's not a top 10, top 15 even maybe, but I think the contract was right down the sweet spot, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got the ugly side of football is, you can't pay everybody. And I'm a little worried that, John Franklin Myers is already starting to tweet some stuff. And, I like a guy that's angry and wants to prove his worth. I just don't know that I want an angry person in the locker room because he feels like he's getting the old Scroogey.
Exactly. Well, John Franklin Myers and Zach Allen are both two big names yet that the Broncos are going to have to find money for. Now, we're going to have a ton more cap space next season. And while we do have a little bit left still, for now, probably not much room to do many other deals right now, especially with the focus of the season coming into view here.
I think Allen gets done. And I would love, I'd love for them to try to figure out how to appease Myers and say, like they did with Courtland this year, hey, we're going to take care of you. Here's a little bit of extra cash. Now, next year we're going, and that was a big part of was a big part of getting Cortland signed, because that was I think everybody knew all along that he was not going to be a problem. But, then you start getting some young guys in, and they draft a receiver, and I think they're pretty high on these young receivers. And so I was slightly worried, but they needed the veteran. And everybody keeps throwing Keenan Allen out there. I don't know. I don't think Keenan Allen is what we need at this point in time.
Yeah. Well, Keenan Allen, the other name that people have been throwing around a lot lately is Terry McLaurin from Washington. And if Cortland wasn't available, if he was hurt or if something was unavailable, okay, then sure. But for what the Broncos are right now, guys, it's hard to keep this in mind, but we are only in the second year of a rebuild. And we need this. Yes, we need it. We need a combination of veteran leadership players out there, as well as the young players, because the young players have got to get snaps. Vele, Mims, Franklin, those guys need time. They need experience. They need looks. They need passes thrown their way, and they need to be active. So to bring in Keenan Allen or to bring in Terry McLaurin or whoever it is, one, it's just more money that we don't really have right now. And two, you're taking away very valuable time for these young guys to develop, because we get someone like Keenan Allen for a couple years, or we could spend that time really investing in a Vele or a Mims. And I'm seeing a lot of good news. It's just training camp, but I'm seeing a lot of good news about about Franklin coming out. Lots of connections, lots of videos about Bo and Franklin connecting. So these guys need time to build and get experience and grow and have the team grow from the ground up.
Isn't it crazy that this is just, we haven't had this amount of consistency in 12 years ago, 11 years ago? It's, where we got the same head coach, the same offense, and the same quarterback. And I think that's what's going to be. I think they're going to surprise us. I don't know. You're listening to his press conferences, and Sean he's kind of got a little bit of like, hey man, we're going to be good. We are going to be good. And it's almost bordering on a little bit of cockiness. And I love that. It's funny. You used to, when we were playing musical chairs with head coaches. Jeez. I think they were trying to convince themselves what they had. I just don't think they acted like they were confident with what they had.
Sure, they faked it until they made it.
I truly do not believe that in the back of their minds they thought that they were going to be good. And it is awesome having a coach that is competent, that runs things. I don't know. He's like a mini version of Shanahan. And I know, a lot of people didn't like Shanahan, but I love the fact that Shanahan was cocky. I love the fact that he had no problem saying, we were going to be in the playoffs every year, and we're going to be a top team in the league. And, he was very systematic, and Sean is the same way. And I love that. I love that because, I don't know. You just remember Hackett's, listening to him talk about Hackett's, his training camps. I mean, what a joke.
What a joke.
So it's a breath of fresh air that we got this going now.
It does. Yep, it is. A couple comments here. Roy, first off, glad to see you here. I'm glad you survived those storms, man. With another on the way. Stay safe out there. But yes, always talking Broncos. That's a good distraction to have. Brad Smith, our friend, and Jerry Judy fan lover guy from across the pond there. Big pond over in Australia. Glad to see you as always, Brad. But comment here. Yeah, hang on. Peyton trades away players that are cocky and arrogant. And let me say this. I'm liking it back to just knowing fighter pilots and kind of comparing that to like the cargo pilots, and cargo flying communities. Fighter pilots are known to be cocky. They have that swagger, and maybe not cocky, sorry. They have that swagger. And when you're flying in a jet by yourself with a single engine, you kind of have to be of that nature of nothing can defeat me, right? You kind of have to have that swagger about you. But the same thing is here with the Broncos. We're seeing that confidence is coming through, and it could be perceived as arrogance. It could be conceived or perceived as being cocky. But I think it's just people being confident. They're confident in what they have in the building, like what you're saying, Scott. They know what they have now. They've seen it play out on the field. They know the type of personnel they have. They know the culture that they have. Everybody is on the same page. And so there's a difference between being confident in yourself and knowing that this is a badass team that I'm a part of, and I go out there and be a badass player on this badass team versus I'm going to be cocky and arrogant and go do things my own way and not listen to the coaches and not be a part of the team. And I think that's maybe what you saw with some of these. And again, I don't know what happened with Jerry Judy, right? Brad, I love you, bro. But
I'll believe it when I see him do it another year. And not just against the Broncos. Because half of his year was made in that one game. He made the Pro Bowl in that game. And I'm not saying that he didn't have a good year. But without you take out that game, and it's a very pedestrian number one receiver type of year. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Look, best of luck to him, and we'll see what happens. But there is, and when you're building the culture, it is so important to have confidence, but not cockiness. And this kind of leads us into the running back 3 battle. So, Brad, I actually appreciate you bringing this up. It's a perfect segue, man, because I actually, trying to figure out what's happening in this RB3 battle. We've only had a couple days of pads on, so not a lot of data points to give us a trajectory or tell us a story and how it's unfolding. But one thing we keep hearing from several different reporters, I know the last one I was talking about it was Philip Lindsay on the Fan, and 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐬𝐧𝐢 potential attitude issues, almost pouting, maybe can see or perceived as that arrogant kind of behavior, not getting his way, not being like the number one, feeling entitled. Maybe, I don't know. This is just what I'm being told, but those little things could be monstrous when it comes to the decision making of who's going to get that RB3 spot, because you have McLaughlin, who had a big role last year, but really didn't do much of anything with it, even though we had like a top 3 offensive line, especially in run blocking. And then you have 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐬𝐧𝐢, who we're all sitting here going, why was he scratched from that playoff game? And why did he not get more touches during the season? Yes. Right? And now we hear more reports. And what Philip Lindsay was saying was, again, this is, I can't confirm this, but it may not be pouting from 𝐓𝐷rick, but if you look on the depth chart right now, he's listed as the 5th running back on the depth chart. Now, preseason and training camp depth charts are worth about as much as a used piece of toilet paper. But I want to get your take, Scott. Here we are. We're looking at this. We're trying to say, is it going to be McLaughlin? Is it going to be Bidet? Is it going to be 𝐓𝐷rick? And we keep hearing one player, 𝐓𝐷rick, having these potential, behavioral or attitude issues. What are you thinking, man?
Well, I think so much of that battle is going to be played out in the games, in these preseason games. You can look great in these drills because they can't touch you. Now, and I don't know. The fact that he was scratched after playing all year long and he gets scratched for the one playoff game that we were in, I don't know. That was a weird deal. And it didn't get a lot of coverage other than it was coach's decision. It makes me wonder what was going on. And Sean you're either his guy or you're probably on another team. And that's another thing I really like is that, and that's why I don't think they're bringing in a lot of veteran receivers. He wants people that are his guys. And these young guys, that's all they know. That's all
they're
know.
moldable, they're trainable, they're coachable, and especially when they're seeing success around them, they're going to pick up on that incredibly quickly.
Yeah. And that's why you need a leader like Cortland there. This running back room, I think we've got two solid guys, and I'm not a huge естime fan. I mean, guy does not hold on to the ball. Now he got better at the end of the year, but I don't know. That's what my deal was with Melvin Gordon. Why is this guy getting so many opportunities?
Yeah.
And then if you got a lousy attitude beside issues holding on to the ball, I don't know. I don't need that. We don't need that.
No, we don't need that.
I'm excited about this offense. I really am.
We should be.
I think this offense could be 31 point a game offense, and then have some of those breakouts where you're in the 40s.
Yeah.
I don't see these 20-point games happening a lot this year.
No,
I think we're going to be upper 20s, 30s, or 40s most of the year. I think this is going to be a high-powered, very good offense. So I'm excited. Just the fact that they're all on the same page. And I know Sean was not rolling out his full book. And now that he kind of knows, they know each other. He and Bo know each other. They know we know what Bo likes to do. We know what he can do. And I think and then if you start rolling in a running game to it and a pass catching tight end once in a while.
Yep.
I'm excited. I really am.
Yeah. And it's interesting you brought that up, because one thing I had been talking about was, hey guys, maybe there is a chance for a sophomore slump, because teams have had a full offseason to go back and really review footage of Bo and Sean Payton. And then exactly what you're saying, somebody else was talking about it the other day, somebody who knows film study. I can't remember guy's name on YouTube, but much more knowledgeable when it comes to film study and everything. And he was saying, like you are, last year was not the Sean Payton offense. It was a very, very, very watered down kind of bland version of it, but it wasn't anything like what you saw out there in New Orleans. And it's because they were trying to figure each other out. They were trying to learn, what can Bo do? Bo's trying to learn, what does coach need from me? Oh, and by the way, I got to lead the team, right? But now you can throw out everything you saw from last year. So not only is team more experienced, and you have Bo Nix coming in, but you have more or less a brand new playbook, an elevated playbook with all of these options in there that were not available last year. So teams are not going to know what to expect. It is going to take them time to figure them out. And if Bo can build off of what we did last year and not just, let's take a couple step backwards, and then we'll build back up into it, but start where we left off and build from there. Man, yeah, there's absolutely no reason not to be excited.
Yeah, it's the fact that you have a consistency that hasn't been here forever. We were changing OCs constantly, changing head coaches. we never figured out what we could do. We had no identity. And I don't know that we had a great identity last year, but I think, now he's got some toys to play with. And
yeah,
I'm telling you, I think this might be a top 10 offense.
As long as things go right, people stay healthy. Oh God, yeah. But you're right. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see these guys are going to grow and everything you're seeing and hearing. It's not just because every team in preseason and training camp is like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a great year, right? But then there's teams like that are real about it. And the Broncos are now one of those teams. It's like, no, like we're actually going to be good this year. And you Tennessee Titans fans, yeah, sorry, that's going to be a hard year for you. Let's get to some of these comments here. I let some of them go by really quickly. So James, you asked a little while back. I want to make sure to bring this up. How's that rookie tight end looking? He's looking, from what I hear, it's going to be interesting to see if he makes the roster or not. This is Caleb Lohner. Yeah, I think he's going to be a practice squad guy, and that's not a bad thing. This is a guy that doesn't have a lot of football experience. He only played a little bit in college. So it's going to take him time to transfer some of those skills, not just his college football experience, but his basketball experience, and transfer that into an NFL caliber type of level play. And as long as he grows and gets to that point, great. Otherwise, it's like, okay, we wasted a 7th rounder on him, so it's not a big risk. But if he is able to get out there eventually, it might be a next year kind of a thing, or late this year. But he's a player that you could really watch and see, like, this guy could develop into somebody, in the near future.
I got a feeling that towards the end of preseason, if he's having a good preseason, we start seeing an injury. And I don't think he makes the roster unless it's on injury reserve.
Yeah.
So that he can continue that we stow him away there, or we just don't highlight him that much and we try to slide him through waivers and put him back on practice squad.
Yeah.
That's what I think. He's a big body.
Yeah, he is.
Big, and, his college career consisted of like 4 catches, but all of them were touchdowns. So
they were all exactly.
I don't know.
No, if the only catches you make are touchdowns, okay.
Well, yeah, I think it seems to me they probably could have got the guy as a free agent, but there's something there that made him think, let's get him right. Make sure he's ours.
It was some trait that made him think that somebody else was going to try to get him. He was a risk of getting picked up by somebody else. And they wanted him bad enough to risk that 7th round draft pick for him. So, okay, I'm not opposed to it. Let's give it a chance. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So, let's see. Case says Antonio Brown's was cocky but nuts. Very true.
Still is nuts.
Is nuts.
And running from the law.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what happened to Antonio Brown. He's running or something. He's getting in some sort of trouble. I don't know if he's returning the NFL, and if he does,
something.
I don't know. And if he does come back to the NFL, I don't want him on the Broncos. You don't need that kind of distraction on the team, that kind of attitude, that kind of mess. Like, we need to be focused. And that's why it's so good right now going through training camp. I'm trying to figure out what to talk about. We don't have a big quarterback battle. We don't have major contracts that we're like, oh man, if this player doesn't sign, he's going to hold out and our whole season's going to be ruined. Like, there's little things, but the distractions aren't there like they have been the past 9+ years. Yeah. It's pretty quiet, and that's good. That means the guys are focused on football.
Well, you can just kind of tell the reports coming out of training camp. I mean, the one thing that I've heard is these practices just look. I mean, their practice. We're talking about practice here, but they look crisp, and I don't know. I don't want any more of those. Well, we had a really good practice on Wednesday, and then go out and poop down our leg because we were a terrible team. The fact is, it looks like we're going to be solid, and I think that's exciting.
And it should be. Another one from Jose here. Any idea what's going on with Von Miller? Long story, guys. Von Miller's not coming back to Denver. The only way that Von Miller is going to be coming back to Denver is when he signs his one-day contract to retire with the Broncos. So yes, he is with the Washington Redskins. The Broncos will face Von Miller out in Washington this year when we play against the Redskins. So that'll be a fun game to watch for that reason. Not just because it's a Broncos game, but that's going to be interesting to see. So look, if you're a person that wants Von Miller to come back and play for the Broncos, I just got to be honest with you guys and say there's almost 0% chance of that happening. Maybe a little bit more than that, but not by much. He doesn't fit what this team's doing. When you only have 53 roster spots and most of those are taken up by your quarterbacks and the couple running backs you have and your special teams guys and your defensive, like you have 22 on each side and then you have your special teams guys. That doesn't leave many roster spots left to plug and play, very critical guys that you need based off of your schemes. And so to have a spot taken up by a guy like Von Miller, who I love Von Miller, I cannot wait for him to retire as a Bronco, which he will. But to have him on the roster just for feel goods, to have him out there a quarter of the plays look, Von is just not what Von was during Super Bowl 50.
Yeah.
And so if we're going to move forward, as much as I love the guy, we've got to move forward. And that's how it is, man.
I think the only way Von makes an impact for the Broncos is if he intercepts a pass against us and gets spun around and runs the wrong direction. That's the only way that it happens.
Yeah. Totally agree, man. Totally agreed. Hey, Clayton, glad to see you up in here. Smash that like button for us, guys. Definitely appreciate it. And we have a lot of number one fans. Clayton is definitely one of our number one fans. So definitely glad to see you here, though. Let's see, Brad. So here's an interesting point. You always wonder when you trade away players, how are they going to do in other teams? And you want them to do well. You want them to succeed because you like them, unless, there's just a player on the team that you just absolutely can't stand. And then you're like, okay, go away. And I don't care what happens. Right. But when it comes to Jerry Jeudy, I had nothing against, I didn't like some of his attitude on the field, but that was just me. But I hope he does well. And Javon Bay. I mean, we play him later this year when the Cowboys come to Denver, and I hope we demolish them. And Javonte has a terrible day that day. But other than that, I hope Javonte goes out there and does really well because
I don't
he seems
think
like a great guy, great work ethic.
He is way too slow. He just doesn't. I mean, unless they were to give him a 10-yard head start running at some of these guys, he ain't going anywhere. It's going to be 2 yards in a cloud of dust with him. I don't even know if he makes the team over there. And then, again, as far as Jerry Jeudy, I will reserve judgment when he does it a second year throughout the year, not just a third of his receiving yards.
Not just a revenge game.
One team.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What did he have? 3 touchdowns and 300 and some yards? I mean, that's a third of his season. Time all season. That one game.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. I don't like people that are not team players. Yep. And that guy was selfish, and nobody ever stepped up to put him in his place. And he was, I don't know. But God bless him. He doesn't play for us. Go Cleveland.
Exactly. There you go.
What they do. And they got 12 quarterbacks, so maybe one of them can throw to him.
Right? I agree. Well, hey, we're going to do some closing thoughts here in a minute, guys. But first, got a couple things I want to share with you all. First off, I haven't seen Sean pop in the chat here tonight. So in honor of Sean, and if he listens to this later, go Mitch Frabroni, our favorite long snapper in the entire NFL. And if you guys don't know the name of the long snapper of your team, are you really a fan of that team? So Mitch Frabroni, go Mitch. Good luck this season. And to Sean out there, when you listen to this later, man, we had to get it in at least once this show.
Yes.
Hey guys. So if you haven't heard, we have a brand new website. So here's what's going on, guys. Lots of things for you guys to check out. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I do want to let you guys know that we are prioritizing questions and comments and things that you guys send in to us through our website. So lower on the homepage here, you will see underneath the advertise section here, which if you want to advertise with us, let us know. But a nice question box. If you want to send us in a question for us to talk about on the show, maybe it's something that you want me to address on a YouTube short that I make, or write an article about something that's interesting you or that you want to hear our take on. Or let's say you have a joke about, I don't know, the team we're playing the next week, the Tennessee Titans, and you want us to read it on air. This is the place to send it to us, guys. And so when we see comments, questions, jokes, whatever being sent to us here, these are the things that are going to get prioritized on our content. So make sure you go to broncosandbourbon.com, sign up for free. There is all membership this year is free, and anybody who signs up during the 2025 season will get automatically upgraded at the start of the 2026 season when we introduce membership tiers. So this is the year to get in when it's free and open to everybody, and there's no restrictions whatsoever. So go to the website, make sure you submit your requests, and check out the rest of the website, guys. We'll talk about it more as the season gets going. But again, if you want your comments or questions or whatever be prioritized and see special content made with it in terms of maybe a specific video or whatever, this is how you do it. So reach out to us, guys. We would love to hear your thoughts. Also, don't forget, every Tuesday night we do this show, Bourbon Broncos No BS, live at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We are getting close to the start of the season with the Broncos' first preseason game just about 10 days away on August 9th there. So we're getting close to ramping up into our full swing of things. So you can count on us that no later than after the second preseason game, we'll be doing the full post-game breakdown, the full hour-long Tuesday show, the pregame show, the halftime show, the pregame podcast. I mean, everything that we have for you guys will be in full swing here in just a few short weeks. So get ready for it, guys, because this is going to happen fast, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really fun. So glad to have you guys with us here tonight. Brad, always glad to see you here. Roy and Jose and Gary, Sean, we're missing Sean tonight, but Clayton as well. But seriously, guys, you guys keep coming back and we'll keep doing the show. So with that being said, Scott, let's do some closing thoughts, man, and wrap this up here. Lots of stuff still going on. We didn't even get to injuries, but we'll have to wait and see how some of those play out as we get some more information as well. But dude, what do you think? Training camp's going on, and we know how we feel about the Broncos, but what else do you have to say, man?
You know what? I think I really do believe this too. I think a 12-win season and a division title is in our future. I don't think we'll be playing the number 1 or 2 seed to start the playoffs this year. This team is primed, ready to go. And I don't know, man. I am so stoked. And of course, we got tailgating season coming. And that right there, I'm going to have to get all the bugs out because I only got one preseason game. But I've got some new stuff. I've some new flags. So I am stoked. I'm excited about seeing a bunch of my Bronco brothers there and sisters, and I'm excited about us having the energy that we have on game 1 throughout the season because we're going to be good. I think we are coming back, and it's going to be. Dare I say, legend, wait for it, Dairy.
Dairy. I love it, man. I love it. No, the stadium's going to be loud. It's just going to be, I was starting to feel it in the second half of last season. When you're just like looking around after a touchdown or something that happens and you're just like, I've been coming to these games for a while now, and I haven't felt this. I haven't heard this in a long time.
Yes.
And while the crowd was kind of very, swinging back and forth pretty heavily on the pendulum there at times, right? Especially that Cleveland game. it seemed to become more consistent. The faith and the belief in this team was becoming more consistent, and that energy just permeated the entire stadium. And it's going to this next year as well. And just going to be from game one. There's not going to be, who's this Bo Nix kid? You know, why did Sean Payton get this guy? Like, okay, this is year one of a rebuild. Like, you know, this is like, okay, no, we're going. We are going. Like, there's no holding back. There's no slowing down. This train's on the tracks, and we're full steam ahead. So let's make it happen. So it's going to be fun, guys. You're going to want to stick around and make sure you check out all of our content as things get like some of these 𝐓𝐫𝐷an and Whiskers. What? This is not a website, but maybe I should buy that one. And then you're talking about, let's see, Roy's comment up here. Roy, first ever Bronco game, week 7. You're going to have to come tailgate with us, man. So we'll let you guys know how to find us, you know, once the regular season games start and stuff, and we're tailgating everything. So you guys can come tailgate with us and have a good time and say hi and whatnot. But yeah, make sure that you're following for that. If you have any questions, anybody out there, if you're going to a Broncos game for the first time, you want to know where to go. You're looking for information, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to get you set up.
There's that place that has a bunch of flags, and they're really nice there. They'll direct you wherever.
I heard there was this one guy there named Devin Candino, and he's kind of a jackass.
Well, yeah, whatever. You give him a few shots, and he's asking.
You give him a few shots. Okay. That's why you guys are always pushing out. You're like, hey, 𝐓𝐫𝐷an, have a beer.
Anybody need to do? Anybody? We need one more for the old 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐲𝐧𝐜𝐿.
That's why you do that. That's why you leave that fourth spot open for me. Oh man, it's gonna be fun, guys. So, well, hey Scott, thank you very much for helping me out tonight. It's been a great show, buddy.
Well, I am always ready to jump in whenever possible. Been a busy summer, and I'm really trying to squeeze in the season coming up. That you know what? It's one day closer, and I'm excited. I am just I don't know. I'm giddy.
It's real. It's giddy. Yeah, giddy. That's a good word for it. I'm giddy too, like because it's real. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Speaking of real, we will really be back next week, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So in the meantime, make sure you check out the website, broncosandbourbon.com. Check out the articles and all the other stuff we have going on there. And just get ready for it. Follow the Broncos news that's coming out because every day there's new stuff. And this team is going to be one to follow. That's for sure. But with that being said, Scott, I got nothing left to say other than end the show, as we always do, on a very strong Go Broncos!
Go Broncos!
Take care, guys. We will see you next time.